On Tuesday, the 24th of October, the year of our Lord 2023, Gabe and Dr. Daniel H. Kellum Jr. sat down for their regularly scheduled podcast. What ensued was anything but. We do warn you, what you will see next is completely unedited and very, very silly indeed.
Folks, just let him eat the damn candy. We'll see you next time on Kellum Family Medicine.
There, do you see what I mean?
This thing is really on top of us. 3, 2, okay, here we go. And welcome to another edition of, welcome to another edition of the KellumMD.com video podcast. Gabe Fadias, Dr. Daniel H. Kellum Jr. We always talk about a litany, a multitude, a plethora of medical topics and issues that we think are relevant to our patients and people who want to watch this podcast. Were those all great descriptive words?
Yeah, you've been a bit of a curmudgeon today.
Really?
Yeah.
I have not broken the law ever.
No.
A long time ago, I was a criminal, but is that what curmudgeon means? Like a criminal, criminalistic activity?
A little sour.
A little sour? I don't think I'm sour. I'm in a great mood.
Nice.
You know why I'm sour? Can I tell you why I'm sour?
So you were sour.
Can I tell you why I'm sour?
So that's the intuitive nature.
Because of our topic today. Our topic is sugar. And I have been on a sugar purge for the better part of 6 months now. I cheat every once in a while because, you know, fatty over here, Zach Dixon, gives me Skittles during a broadcast. Force feeds me Skittles. Sorry about the fatty part.
Wow, you hate to see that. That was just a shot taken needlessly there. Truly an innocent victim caught in between a rock and a man coping with sugar withdrawals.
You're actually doing great losing weight yourself.
For you.
He can't hear, but whatever. I've been on a sugar purge. Sugar. Halloween's coming up. My kids are going to be full of sugar. Your child, Nicholas, I'm sure, as probably you when you steal the candy from his basket, will be full of sugar. Talk about the negative and positive impacts of sugar in the system.
Wow, that was like the longest question in the history of the world.
Was. I am a little curmudgeonery, as you said. It's because I don't have sugar, man.
I'm not sure when the rant stopped and the question started, but I'm going to just pick it up from...
From sugar. How's that?
So sugar, not really that great for us.
Right quick, did I call Zach fatty?
Yeah, you did.
I did. I'm sorry.
And he's worked really hard.
That was really sad.
Looks really good.
That was really bad. I'm so sorry, Zach.
It's on camera.
Yeah. That is objective. It's subjective. It's not objective, it's subjective.
I prefer brave.
Fat is brave?
I'm more brave, yeah.
Okay, there we go. Dr. Kellum, sorry for the interruption. Sugar, my friend. And that's not my nickname for you. I'm asking about the topic. Yeah, is that a nickname? Or is that...
Folks, the podcast has gone to hell.
It has. Yes, in more ways than... I'm not in frame. Here we go.
Should we start over?
No, we're good.
Why?
I like
it's
it.
perfect.
It's
It's everything we've ever done. I feel like Art Campsey.
We're doing it live.
I feel like Art Campsey.
We're doing it live. Dr. Kellum.
Gabe.
Sugar.
So sugar,
Yeah.
is one of the things that I think we eat way too much of, and has become a real issue in our society, mainly for the presence of either insulin resistance or diabetes. It's way too prevalent in our youth.
Okay.
It's way too prevalent in our adult population.
So
And
I
way too
guess
prevalent in your diet,
I guess what I'm talking and what I'm talking about is the other day I was on TikTok, which is where I get a multitude of my medical information from is TikTok.
Yeah.
I'm going to do this for you because I want to make sure you look all sharp on TV. And I saw this doctor who said if you go on a straight sugar purge, you're going to lose weight. You're going to see all these positive health impacts. And he's talking about a straight eliminate sugar, not so much carbs, but just sugar, candy, ice cream, those types of things. And I did it, and I saw everything from losing weight to my face looking thinner, believe it or not. But I noticed a difference, and just eliminating sugar makes that big of a difference.
It does. I mean, it goes back to useless and really ineffective calorie intake for sure when you're eating sugars. But it has a whole range of effects, Gabe. When we eat sugar, creates too much insulin often in our bodies. Maybe we're at a weight where we don't process the insulin as regularly as we should,
Okay.
which adds more insulin. When sugar's not utilized in exercise, it can be converted to fats, which increase cardiovascular risk for sure. What sugar also does is creates inflammation, both in the stomach as well as in the lining of the vasculature. So, in all
And
of
the
our arteries,
face.
and the face.
Yes.
But the artery inflammation is a big deal because our body's made to be able to process things, cholesterol,
Okay,
particles, all that stuff. And when we use sugar and we irritate the lining of the vasculature, it becomes sticky, and that's where things like cholesterol lays down and other particles, and that's where plaque builds up, and that's where blockages start. And so it is interesting. And so when we've always looked at diet and heart disease, and I know it's not the topic, treating the moment, but really where we make a big difference is reducing inflammation. It goes back to sugars and carbs, quite frankly. And so a multitude of things that we deal with in the medical field can be made better with lifestyle changes, specifically sugars. Very hard to come off because our body gets used to eating them, and when we stop them, we feel kind of bad. In some cases, much like you gave, don't mean to share, but when you eat sugar, you don't feel quite as good as you should, which I think is an important thing.
So we've come to the bottom of we have actually hit the precipice of my curmudgeon, what he called
So
earlier.
we're only going up from here. So, I mean, sugar is really very important to try to stay away from, and it creates a huge difference in how our body functions. And limiting diabetes and the nasty complications that come from that are really helpful.
But you said something interesting, because when you start talking about, arteries being clogged, you don't think sugar, you think fatty foods. And although I think that what you're basically saying is it's kind of a combination
It is
of
a
both.
combination of both, right? So the sugar creates a lot of inflammatory change, which creates a irritation in the lining of our arteries, legs. So most people, when they have diabetes, the one thing we always say is, please, doc, I don't want to have my toes cut off or my feet cut off. And these are the issues, and not to take it to some gory place, although Halloween is around the corner. We don't want to take it someplace that scares you. We just want you to understand that, the almond joy that you're putting in your mouth is not necessarily going to be, although tasty, the best thing for you down the line. And so it's Zach's favorite.
Zach, you're an almond joy. I want to fire you for that's the most putrid candy ever. With or without nuts, though?
It's an almond joy.
It has nuts.
You're talking about mounds. Mounds are out of the window. Come on.
So almond joy has nuts, Mounds don't. Is that the whole thing?
Correct.
Okay. Does or does not?
Doesn't.
Which is weird, because you would think the Mounds would have the nuts.
It is a darker chocolate, though.
But they only use the word almond, a nut,
Almond.
in one of those.
Right.
I do hear you about the mounds thing, though. It is misleading.
But this is basically the same candy without. Anyways, so getting right quick.
Yes.
Thank you for boy. I also didn't take my ADHD medicine this morning. There you go. So I got that going for me
There you
as
go.
well. Boy, I'm just like these new headphones are like really.
You were pretty
They
excited
were
about
not a good idea, were they? Okay. So when people talk about sugar, also they talk about ketosis, and they talk about, if you eliminate sugar, your body goes into this thing they call, what is ketosis?
So sugar actually, it is one of the greatest things that we have to drive energy sources in our body. I know. What are you doing
This is
with
a
all
terrible
this cheap
idea.
stuff,
Mijo, hold still,
man?
Mijo. It's not cheap stuff. It's how we do it on the TV. Please.
On what TV?
I don't know.
So
I feel like this thing's choking me out, man. Just for the record, this was a terrible idea to use these cords.
What's wrong with it?
I don't
what
know,
do you
but
mean?
I
What's wrong
blame
with it?
you fully.
Makes my ear look like Yoda.
I
The-
blame you, Zach, for not stopping me from this bad idea.
It's good.
You're sitting there with headphones on.
I know.
Completely.
Looking like Miss Leia. Like Princess Leia over there.
Yes.
Is it Miss? I guess she would be Miss Leia.
Maybe. Yeah, I guess so.
She didn't get married until she was Miss Solo, right? Did she ever marry Han?
No, he got lost in the vortex.
It was it Princess Leia - Solo? Right?
Very nice.
For all you Trekkies, oh my, I just made every Star Wars fan because I call them Trekkies. Anyways, getting back to our point, ketosis.
Yeah, so
what is ketosis?
So
Yeah.
sugars are our main source of energy for the cells in our body. So when we cut away sugars, our body needs a secondary energy source, and that's the fats in our body. and that's what ketosis is. So we break down ketones so that we can utilize them and it gets into the weeds, but it's kind of interesting. So that's how, when we go on a keto diet, our body utilizes our fats as energy source. Not as efficient. That's why people feel kind of tired at times when they're on a ketotic diet, but that's what the difference is.
Yeah, you gave me crap the other day for having a baggie of bacon. That's why I had a baggie of bacon, was because I want to be on the ketosis. Is it that? It's just that beyond that.
I'm on that ketosis.
God, I sounded so bad there. I wanted to be on the ketosis. But seriously though, I mean, eliminating.
No, but you don't need to eat a bag full of grease and fat.
But it tastes so good.
That I will say.
Yeah. You know what? I just got your Yoda joke. Your left ear is like sticking out.
You have sabotaged.
It looks
this whole
great
thing.
though.
For you.
For you. So, Dr. Kellum, as our kids go Halloween trick-or-treating, is it just, because there's no way I'm going to keep, not so much Naya, but Xavier away from the sugar. That is it just trying to monitor it and keep it at bay as best, or is it less effective on kids? Other than just giving them rocket fuel?
You know, what I would say with that is let your kids have a good time. You know, monitor candies always, because you don't know if strangers are putting it in there, what it is. With that, but I think.
Oh, you went dark quick on that, didn't you?
It's the truth.
No, I get it, but
we're doctors, and so we've seen some terrible things happen. What I will say, though, in terms of
did you just belch?
No.
I think you just like belched in the middle of your answer. I think right now we got.
I didn't.
It was a cool one, though.
It was more mucus that got stuck.
Oh, God. This is like a podcast of all bloopers.
Oh, my God.
Like, we don't even need to.
Folks, just let them eat the damn candy. We'll see you next time on Kellum Family Medicine.
Okay, there
Goodbye.
you go, folks. There you have it. Monitor your candy. Take care of your kids. And if you need to see a doctor or you need to see a provider, visit KellumMD.com. The sponsor of this broadcast, wires free. The rest of the time we do this, no more wires, I swear. For Dr. Daniel H. Kellum, I'm Gabe
And
Farias.
everybody say bye to Zach. This is his last
bye, Zach.
day.
Yeah. Stay healthful.